All right, Braves fans. This is Coach Ken Henderson coming to you for Hardcore Braves. We got our men Ryan and Ben. How the heck are y'all doing tonight?
Hey, I could be a lot worse, man. I mean, a split after the first two games of the series, went into both of those games. I wish we could have taken the series, but hey, a four-game series, if you can come away with a split, I'll take that as a halfway W at least.
Yeah, I agree. And me and we did the prep work on that series, and Arizona's actually playing pretty good baseball.
Mhm.
I mean, they're
Yep.
5-5, and they've had a brutal schedule out of the gate: Dodgers, Tigers, us, and I'm sure they're excited about where they're at right now. And what hurts is, of course, up 2-0, and then you lose two games. If it went the other way around, you'd have felt better. But we got out of there with a split. Now we got to go to Los Angeles and take care of two out of three, and then we'll feel good about the road trip. Don't you think, Ryan?
Yeah, it was. I mean, Ken, when me and you were finishing up the last podcast, that was what our goal was to win 2 out of 4. Like, it's hard to win a 4 game series, but I will say after you win the first two and then you lose the next 2 games the way you did, it kind of puts a sour taste in your mouth.
Yeah, they won't get on the plane with a happy soul as they it's a little short flight over to LA, but they'll be disappointed they didn't take three out of four, and they'll get opportunities. We'll get into that. But let's go back to the most amazing game of the four, probably the best we could possibly look. We won 17-2. We'll talk about the hitters. Let's talk about the two pitchers in that game. Lopez looks like a number two starter, and Beto through 3 innings of excellent relief work. Just outstanding. What do you think, Ben? I mean, they look like the real deal here.
Yeah, man. It looked like there was. I don't know. It feels like every time we go out west, Braves generally just don't perform well. And after that first, 17-2 win, it's like, oh man, these boys, they came to play this time. And my heart goes out to Jordan Lawler as well. Osvaldo Bido drilled him in the wrist and broke his wrist with a fastball, and unfortunate situation. But other than that, I mean, Reynaldo and Beto looked just fantastic in that game.
Yeah, they were outstanding, and they really, if Lopez throws like this and is the number two pitcher, it really makes you feel better on the season. But let's face it, the offense was the story, Ryan. I mean, Olson and Dom hit mammoth home runs, and everybody in the offense had an RBI that was in the starting lineup. They also had 8 walks, which was amazing. So, outstanding offensive night. Anything there you want to touch on?
Yeah, they were. Nelson was putting up a pretty good fight against the offense until, as you can see here in the 5th inning, and the boys just absolutely unleashed on him. I mean, this is exactly what you want from your offense to do: work the pitch count, get the starting pitcher out of the game, and just go to absolute town on that bullpen. And they did that in Game 1.
Yeah, we said it in the preview that Nelson can be spunky, and he was. But once they got on him, and they really started hitting. And the good thing about this inning, Braves fans are always wanting them to score without the home run. That's what they did in this inning. They just hit the ball all around the ballpark. The funny thing about it, it was also probably the only inning that Austin Riley had a good swing the whole night, and so that's how perfect that inning was. Um, you know, sometimes you wonder if guys maybe when they have a game like this, if they do kind of like lessen up a little bit, if they waste too much, that's what always fans do. But anytime you can get out there and hit like this, it makes you feel good and get confidence. And man, a lot of guys really stepped up here. Dubon hit a home run. Mateo had a big home run. Of course, it was off a walking stiff hitter, but still, it was just a good night all around, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Mauricio Dubon has just been a godsend for this team. I mean, and I know there's plenty of Nick Allen defenders out there that love Nick Allen, but you see the difference on this team between a team that has somebody like a Mauricio Dubon who can at least carry their weight at the plate, and somebody like Nick Allen who could not hit water if he fell out of a boat. And I like Nick Allen, great glove, but Mauricio Dubon really completes his team a lot more than somebody like Nick Allen did.
And the good thing, Ryan, is that when you do bring Dubon in or Mateo in, you lose absolutely nothing on defense. So, and we'll get to game four where Walt had to actually make a move, but it is kind of nice knowing Dubon is there. That if guys do go in the slump, now it makes it easier for Walt just to pull the trigger. Big pickup for us this year, wouldn't it, with Dubon coming to us?
Yeah, he's I mean, did a fantastic job this offseason besides not getting a starting pitcher. I mean, Dom Smith's been huge. Mauricio Dubon, as you saw today, he played pretty much. He played third. He played left. He's played shortstop. He's just been an absolute godsend for this team, as Ben was saying. So, I mean, you couldn't really ask for much more out of what Dubon's providing.
Exactly, exactly. So we get off to a good start, and we go into game two, and our boy Grant Holmes threw well again, carried a no hitter, and I gotta tell you, it's superstition we know, but when I first thought of the no hitter was that actually the bat before, so it's all on me, Braves country. I thought it, and bang, he gave a hit, but one hit, one run, four Ks, no walks, just an outstanding job by Grant in that game. Ben, he's starting to look like he's the real deal as well. Like he's actually going to be healthy and be a really solid number three for us.
Oh man, that fastball was jumping out of Grant Holmes' hand. I mean, he was hitting 96, 97, pretty much on a regular basis in that start. And I know Grant has normally sat around 93, 94, and he can pop it 95 every once in a while, but I mean, that's the hardest I think I've ever seen him throw. That to pair along with his slider. I mean, the TJ Stuff's pitcher model that was posted on Twitter even had Grant's fastball at a 107 Stuff plus grade, which generally Grant's fastball is grades out as one of the worst in the league. So to have him just jump that much in such a short amount of time, it bodes very well for this Braves pitching staff if he can continue to be as high quality of a pitcher as he has been.
Yeah, it's tremendous, and if you definitely get arms back, you can start seeing the rotation come together. You can also see why AA, decided not to get a starter. Now he didn't know Swellenbach and Waldrop was going to go down, so but at least Holmes and Lopez have looked the part. I will say though that one of the most interesting parts of the game was Holmes even brought it up. I think he almost crapped his pants when Marte hit 100 and I think it was 107, 109 mile an hour line drive back to him. Ryan, you ever had that happen where this ball hits you and you just catch it, you know it's coming?
Playing at the hot corner for a few years in high school, with the BB Court bats, yeah, it was. I've had that a couple times where the ball gets on you and your body literally just takes over and defends itself because that's all that was. It's just pure natural instinct. You cannot teach that. That's just instinct right there.
Yeah, 100%. Now Eduardo Rodriguez threw great for them. He can do that. He kept us off pace the whole game. But we got to the ninth inning, and Mr. Ozzy Albies looks to be maybe going to have a decent year this year. He comes up and absolutely hammered Seawall and gives us the lead. And then Olson follows up with an absolute bomb to left of center to give us a 2-0 lead. Just big hits right there, Ben. Just huge. Stepping up in the ninth inning like that.
Oh yeah, it was very nice to see from Ozzy too. I mean, pull side power on his left-handed swing, getting that back is going to be massive. I mean, it seemed like last year his power was just completely zapped, and so far this year, fingers crossed, Ozzy looks like he is comfortably getting back to what he was pre wrist injury last year in 2025 or 2024. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then I say this all the time. We couldn't get the lead today, but this bullpen gets the lead going in the seventh, eighth, and ninth. They're just dangerous, aren't they, Ryan? You feel like you're just going to win the game, and they were outstanding in that game. Easily closed it out, and Glacius got the save.
Yeah, there's absolutely no stress when you have those two guys coming to the back end of the bullpen in the eighth and ninth inning. I mean, you got Suarez going out there throwing 100-mile-an-hour BBs and then throwing a changeup that completely falls off the face of the earth, and then Iglesias looks, as we've said last time, he looks as good as he did. Maybe not as good in 2022, but he's got as good as stuff so far. He's been really impressive, and when you get to the eighth and ninth inning, it's game over right now.
Yeah, and I think Ben Iglesias feels less pressure because of Suarez, and I think he can just throw freely, don't you? I mean, I think that's what you're getting the best out of him this year.
To be honest with you, I'm kind of the opposite way around. I think that Iglesias kind of feels a little bit more pressure, but I think that's what's helping him perform a little bit better. He's trying to, step up to the plate, pun intended, and perform to the best of his ability. So, Robert Suarez doesn't take his job. And I think, Iggy, shoot, he's a professional pitcher, man. He's going to get in there. He's going to work his butt off and do his job. And I'm really enjoying and liking what I'm seeing from him so far in 2026
Yeah,
after a horrible first half last year.
yeah. He just looks like he's healthy, and that's a good sign for the Braves. And there's more stuff we want to talk about from that game. We'll get on to at the end. We want to try to get through the series, just kind of hit on each game, then we're going to go back to the main points. So we get to game three, and I got to start with you, Ben, because your boy, Big Texas. We all know how it's been in the past, but he's kind of showing you that maybe he is going to be the fourth or fifth starter, hopefully the fifth one. 7 innings pitched, no earned runs, 8 strikeouts, which is really high for him. Um, just his stuff just looks really good this year, doesn't it?
It does. And I will die on the hill that if a pitcher makes an error that directly leads to a run, that should be an earned run for the pitcher. All right. Because they're the ones who control that spot. But regardless, I digress. Bryce Elder has looked phenomenal, man. I am eating crow as we speak. I like it, medium rare. Throw a little bit of salt and pepper on that bad boy, and we're good to go. But no, Bryce Elder has just done phenomenal, and I'm very proud. They were talking about it on the broadcast that he went and talked to Greg Maddux, who is a very just amazing comp, I guess. Not necessarily in the fact of their abilities, but just of the type of pitcher they are. They're both not necessarily the hardest throwing, right-handed pitchers who rely on sinker and all that kind of good stuff to get by. Maddox just happened to be probably arguably the best to ever do it, as far as that kind of pitcher goes. But Bryce Elder talking to him and trying to learn from somebody like that is just so massive for his development. And again, the dude's only what, 26 years old, so
Yeah.
he can still grow into a little bit more of his ability, and um, I'm excited to see what he does next. I'm hoping I'm still waiting for the sinker to come, but hey, if it doesn't, it doesn't, and I'll be eating crow all year long.
Yeah, I mean, let's hope you eat crow all year long because he's looked great the first 2 games, and we did get a run to score. We'll go back to talk about Dom in a little bit, but on this play where they kind of surprised bunt us, and Elder does make the error, but Ryan, we love him, we love Ronnie, but he cannot be standing flat-footed in right field, and Nolan Arenado score all the way from first. That was a and ended up costing us the game a little bit. Everything goes in the game. That one play cost the game, but that was a big play there where Ronnie got caught flat footed. And even when he picked it up, I still think he had a chance to get him at home, and he just threw the ball into Olson. The big play in the game, and it ended up being the difference maker. What do you think about that?
Yeah, Cam, me and you were texting back and forth on the bunt play, and I just you can't do that. I mean, third base was obviously Alston was going back to cover third. Dubon was going to cover back up the third or third base just in case there was one here. Here it is right now. Ozzy was covering second. You had Olson at first, and then Ronald is the guy to back that throw up. And with him being all the way in right center field, that. And then when you get it in, Arenado looked like he was still probably halfway to home plate, and with his arm, you think there's a chance, but he decided not to throw it, and that's his decision. But you got to cover first base there. There's just you got to cover that throw, and you can see right here he's just not even close to doing it. And it's not the first time Ronald's gotten caught in this situation where he hasn't been backing up a play. So, hopefully he learns from it and we just continue to move on and not talk about it ever again.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And it happens, and people get mad, and we all do. We were upset with it, but it's just that moment of just mental thinking this is going to happen in the game and not being prepared. And now, one other thing that happened is in this game is we're showing right there. If you're watching on YouTube, is he got thrown out still in second. And Tom Bedrosian kept saying that maybe his sprint speed's a little down. It could be whatever, but it is concerning that we're not stealing at the rate that we thought we would, and we are getting picked off at first. Ben, you think this is just a blip in the first 10 games and something we can turn around as we go along? Is it something that concerns you?
No, it's nothing that concerns me. I don't think there's a lot that can concern me the first 10 games of a season. I mean, you got 162 of these bad boys. So I think it's just a matter of gelling with Antoine Richardson and what he's trying to teach these guys and try to help them out with. Um, Ronnie is one. I think he could also benefit from a day off. Either he gets a day off and in the Angel series, or they just wait till the natural day off on Thursday. But I think he could benefit from a day off, just trying to get him off his feet, relax, and come back because he has not played very well. He might have he's hit some balls hard, but overall he's just not Ronnie, not the Ronnie we're used to. Um, but yeah, as far as Antoine Richardson goes and base stealing, man, I think they'll figure it out. It's just going to take maybe after the first month.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think that I think today Ronnie had a better game at the plate. I think Walt kind of gave him a day off, pseudo day off, by putting him at the DH, and I think that helps him. And also, maybe he was thinking about his hitting, and that's why he got flat-footed on that play too. And Walt noticed that. We'll get talking about Walt at the end of this four-game recap. But in this game, we had our chances. Dom Smith got the one hit, big hit. He's been a big acquisition, Ryan. But we were 1 for 6, and God forbid if poor Austin, who's in a bad slump, come up his last three at bats with a chance to score the run to tie it, and he looks look bad at the plate in this game for sure. So, what do you think about that, Ryan?
Uh, I would say that half of the runners in scoring position stat was Austin Riley. He was over 3, and so you give 3 other opportunities to other guys, and Dom came through with one of them. But Austin has looked bad, and there will be a video coming out on that later. But he has looked bad, and it's kind of inexcusably bad, in my opinion. And right now, it's been a very hindrance to this team and their performance. Like, if you drive in one of those runs, there's a good chance this team, with the pitching that they displayed, that you can still win this ball game in extra innings. And he just couldn't provide that clutch hit.
Yeah, this game really kind of stung a little bit because just because Elder pitched so well, you want to win those games when your starter goes 7 innings and doesn't give up an earned run. Um, and they give Austin the day off today, so we'll see. Walt's doing a good job of trying to figure it out, so hopefully he will. Um, you know, it's one of those tough losses, like I said with Elder. But overall, the at bats that game, Ben, were pretty good. We did get deep in counts, and we did kind of work Soroka. And Soroka's been a tough ride this year, and looks like he's healthy for a change. So, but the at bats overall were pretty decent.
Yeah, yeah, they sure were. I think Mike Soroka is one tough cookie to crack too, man. I wish the Braves still had him because, goodness, I get why they couldn't keep him. Back to back Achilles tears is brutal, but the guy looks healthy. His stuff is nasty as ever, and good for him, man. Just good for Mike Soroka.
Yeah, I agree. And so we move on to game 4 and today's game and weird game. And this is where we can all get a little ruffled a little bit because we really wish we had a different pitcher than Martin Perez. He actually, for him, okay, 3 runs, 5 innings. We kind of debated on why he went out in the 6th inning. I think it's just a 13 game in a row here. But overall, he wasn't horrible. And, and then the bullpen come in. It was probably their first little hiccup. Kenley gave up. He had control issues today. He couldn't really spot his slider, and he gave up the inherited runner to score. And then Dylan had his outing was kind of bad today. He got hammered a little bit. Anything over 90 hit was over 90 miles an hour. Then, of course, Suarez and Iglesias were lights out again, and then Pius was put in kind of a test situation with a runner on second in a tie game, and they hit the first pitch. Marte's a tough hitter. But overall, the pitching was not horrible today. It was definitely off a little bit, but for who we had pitching, you can kind of live with it. So, Ben, what are your thoughts on the pitching?
I mean, I think that, like you said, today was kind of the first day that I thought maybe Snit, maybe Weiss made kind of a questionable decision in leaving in Martin Perez. But I mean, like we talked about it, I realize they're in the middle of a 13 game stretch in a row. So I mean, you're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. You don't want to leave this guy in who obviously isn't an ace by any means, but he's pitched well enough for today. So kind of caught him between, and the bullpen's been taxed. So, I think the pitching did the best that they could this game. You could just tell that they're kind of gassed right now. They're ready for that day off. Um, but other than that, man, they didn't look terrible.
No, that's what they did all right. And, we gave ourselves a chance. But you know what's interesting in this game is the three guys that were in the lineup because Austin was out that AA picked up Mateo, Dubon, Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski had a hell of a catch, by the way, today. And I know we showed
Yeah.
it, YouTube people. But Mateo had great at bats. You can see that speed makes a difference. He can put the ball in play. He'll help us. Dubon had another good game. Ryan, it just keeps showing that Aya did have a good off season with these guys, and they had a good games today as well. So what it does, when Kim and Murphy gets back, we should have the depth to really kind of not have guys in the lineup like we had with Austin going through such a big slump because we have guys that can fill in, don't you think?
For sure. I mean, hats off to Mateo and Dubon and Dom Smith and Yaz, those guys who continue to cover holes that they really necessarily didn't have to cover at the beginning of spring training or the off season, but with injuries and suspensions, here they are, and they're absolutely showing out why they deserve to be on this team. But don't get me wrong, we can't have Jorge Mateo running out there for 145 games. Austin Riley's going to have to figure this stuff out. We can't have our highest paid player hitting a buck 20 on the season for the rest of the year. Like, he's going to have to get it going if the Braves are going to get to where we want them to be.
Yeah, and there might be nobody that needs really a day off more than Austin. So he got a day today, and he's going to get a day Thursday. So Austin's a notorious slow starter, Ben. And I know all three of them have been asked by all of you out there, have we ever seen him look this bad? And to me, the answer is no. I've seen him bad, but I've never seen him this bad. How about you, Ben? This seems like the longest he's ever been.
I think we have seen him this bad before. The second half of his rookie season, when he just completely lost it at the plate. I mean, he had that hot start his rookie year. I think he hit like 19 home runs in like 40 games or something crazy, and then just after that, just you could throw him anything, and man was hacking at it. I think this is the most lost we've seen him since then, but he's got to figure it out, man. Like, he's the highest paid Brave for a reason. They count on him, and like y'all have said, this entire time, he's the engineer that makes his train go. We gotta make sure that he's on track and hitting the ball, so these boys can win a few ball games and string a few wins together.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, that was the point that I look back and think he looks like. It's the problem is the reason why I think this is the worst we've ever seen him been is he's several years removed from that. We should not see this in a
Yeah.
veteran hitter. That's the reason I say it's the worst. I expect a rookie that when that little glimpse. And speaking of that, that's not what we're seeing in Baldwin in his second year, Ryan. I
No.
mean, you should see some regression, but what I'm seeing is that last at bat in the ninth inning, it was a good 6 inches off the plate, and he still hammered it over 90 miles an hour. we're not seeing that regression in Drake, and we don't see no sophomore slump, do we?
No, Drake Baldwin, and you can put this on record, is the best pure hitter the Atlanta Braves have had in quite a long time. Probably since Chipper Jones, in my opinion. He is that good of a hitter. It, he's not going to slump very long. Now he's going to go through some periods where he slumps, but the way his approach is, the way he can use the entire field, and he just doesn't try to hit the ball out of the ballpark. He is a gap to gap guy, and he keeps that approach, and that is why you don't see him slump much, and that's why he's off to a red hot start this year. He was by far the best hitter that the Braves have on their team.
I
Overall
can't.
hitter.
I can't believe you're discounting Tyler Pasternacky like that. All right, the best pure hitter since Chipper, and Tyler Pasternacky's right there. Paul Yanish. I mean, come on, man.
Oh man, Paul Giannis. I forgot about Paul. How could I ever forget about Paul
Yeah,
Giannis?
TP man, TP has some skills. So you know what's interesting about Drake is you put in best pure hitter we've had since Chipper. I mean, this extreme, just the way he can get the ball so deep. You compare him to a Hall of Famer. I'm going to compare him also. I think it's the last time since another guy is going to be in the Hall of Fame, Freddie Freeman. And you went to the slump
Yeah.
thing. We never saw Freddie going long slumps because he can find a way out of it. And that's how I feel about Drake because Drake is, so what do you think, Ben? We're both Drake is as good as two Hall of Famers. I know it's huge, but he just looks to be a special hitter that can't go into too many elongated slumps. What about you?
Well, that's what happens whenever your hit tool is as good as Drake Baldwin's is. I mean, we have a lot of guys come up who are power over hit, and like that's great and all, but you got to have these guys who can just put bat to ball, and that's going to keep you from slumping. That and speed. And I know we know Drake ain't burning it out there on the base paths, but the guy can put bat to ball with the best of them. He's got a great eye. He knows the strike zone, and I think that alone will uh, keep him from slumping. And like you said, I think Freddie Freeman is a hell of a comp for him. He may never reach the heights that Freddie Freeman reached by any means. We're not saying that, but they are the same type of hitter.
Yes.
The contact over power, the idea of the strike zone, being able to command the batter's box, and just taking control of the ABs in the way that he does. It's phenomenal to watch.
Yeah, it's me and Ryan gang are kicking around. We haven't really come up with a name. We're gonna get with Ben and it's 10 games in, so about every 10 games we're gonna try to figure out, who's really we don't like the hot and who's not. Drake would definitely fill the category of who is absolutely scorching for us. You wanted to, you could actually, as far as in the bats, a lot of guys have looked good. Dubon's looked good. Smith's looked good. Yastrzemski's had his times. Matt's done well for a guy who normally starts slow. Matt's off to a decent start. His at bats were really good. So Ben, is Drake the guy who easily gets the who's hot part in the first 10 games here?
Yeah, I mean it's runaway. Him or Matt Olson. I mean if one of those two guys aren't doing something in this lineup, I feel like it's kind of nobody is right now. I mean, you have guys here and there, like Ozzy's been doing okay. Yaz has done all right. Dom Smith has been just Dommy Bonds for a couple of games, but other than that, shoot, Matt Olson and Drake Baldwin, and emphasis on Drake Baldwin.
Yeah, and we showed the highlight. Matt still don't know how he missed that pitch. He hit a pitch that he usually hammers, and somehow he missed it. And he stared back at the Diamondbacks pitcher forever. But I think it's also easy, Ryan, on who's not hot the first 10 games. So it's not really hard these 10 games here. So that would have to be Mr. Austin Riley, don't you think?
Yeah, Austin, and I would even throw Ronald in that category because I mean Ronald might be hitting just at the Mendoza line, but it's no doubt Austin Riley is colder than the North Pole right now. He he is beyond lost at the plate, and that's all I really want to say about that right now.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I'd be going off the deep end.
yeah, guys and ladies out there in the chat. just because we don't go and vent our frustration like y'all do on it doesn't mean we don't agree with you. So we have some really good inbox stuff that goes on between us three, and we're not very happy with Mister 27, but we know he's capable of getting out of that, and he will. I really have faith in that he will. So one of the things also that I want to tap on, that it was funny, we put game notes on all of our games, and every game we had this. And I'm going to make a statement that I'm going to get killed on Twitter, Ben. So ready for this one?
All right.
We had two Braves Hall of Fame managers. One's in Cooperstown. The other one could have got another world champion, coached the manager a little bit longer. He would have been. And Cox and Snicker. I almost like the way Walt Weiss manages even better than those two. And am I seeing a better version of those two Hall of Fame managers? Not saying Walt Weiss the Hall of Fame manager, but I don't see very many mistakes by this guy. What do you think, Ben?
Oh man, see, I like Snit, but I think Bobby was worlds better. I think Bobby was just another league of his own, and I think Walt has best of both worlds kind of approach to that. He has kind of the fieriness of Bobby Cox, but with the approach of it like a Brian Snicker does. Everybody loved Brian. Everybody liked Brian, all the players and everybody liked him. Bobby, he put, pardon my language, but he put a foot in your ass if you did something that he didn't like. And I think Walt is combining both of those, at least early, combining both of those very nicely. Um, yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say he's a Hall of Famer yet because it's only been 10 games in a Braves uniform, but he's managed these guys almost as perfectly as he can in these 10 games.
I like the comparison, and yeah, he's not. He's got a long way to go to even that. We know that, but what I do like about him is I think Brian's a way better manager than I think Brian learned everything from Bobby. He just didn't have enough
Yeah.
years to do it than Bobby. But I would say this here: I've never seen a combination of the fire of Cox and the way he can handle be laid back like Brian in the same guy. And I think
Yeah.
Walt has really learned out of both of them, Ryan. And I think we got a hell of a manager here. And I was talking to one of my Philadelphia guys this week, and they just flat out say he will win the manager of the year this year. He thinks that's how good the Braves will be. But he's done a great job these first 10 games, don't you think, Ryan?
Um, in my opinion, he's been perfect in these first 10 games, and I'm not doing that just to fluff up Walt Weiss because I was a believer in him from day one. There's not name one situation besides maybe leaving Martin Perez in today, which he's trying to just to give the bullpen a little bit of a breather that he has done wrong. There's not one that comes to the top of my head in these first 10 games. Now, that's not to say it's not going to happen because as we progress in the 162 game season, you're going to have guys that can't go that day. We're going to question, well, why did he bring so and so in? That's going to happen regardless in 162 games, but these first 10, he has done a phenomenal job, and he's given the team the best chance to win every single game with his moves. And that's not just pitching moves, I'm talking about bench rolls, pinch hitting, guys getting pinch run for. He's done a phenomenal job all the way around.
I
Yeah,
mean,
he's
just
still.
look at today too. Like today, whenever he sat Austin Riley, you could tell Austin's been pressing as hard as he has, and Walt just like, "Hey, buddy, take a seat. You know, take a load off." Granted, he did pinch hit Austin late in the game today, but I mean, the thought process was there. You know, you put Austin in a big situation, just tell him, "Hey, go out there hit," and Austin didn't get it done. But I like the thought process. I don't think it was a bad idea at all. And I think Walt handled that situation pretty well as well.
Yeah, he's already killed the DH twice in his first
Yeah.
10 games. And I don't know if Brian did that twice all year last year. So he's been excellent. So let's get to the play of the series. We got 4 games, lots of games. Anybody stick out a play that stick out that was a difference in us going 2-2? Either way, you could go. This is what cost us to go 2-2, or helped us get 2-2. So Ben, what's your play of the series?
Uh I think my play of the series is just the gosh, the Ozzy Albies home run in the ninth inning of game two. I think you if he doesn't come up and do that, I mean, the Braves could easily have dropped 3 out of 4 in this series, and I think Ozzy coming up big in that situation just really, really helped us get the split in this series.
I 100% agree. I'm going to go Ozzy as well. Humongous hit right there, and I agree. I think it helped us go 2-2. We got the first two, and that's what you want to do. Ryan, you got any difference than that one? That seemed like a big swing right there.
I got no difference, man. It was 100% the swing of Ozzy Albies. 100%.
Yeah, yeah, he is a monster. So we'll go MVP of the series, and we're going to let Ryan go first because he likes talking about this guy. I'm sure I figure out who he's going to pick, but who's the MVP of the series?
If anybody's different, you better have a really good explanation. Okay? There's only one correct answer, and that is Drake Baldwin. That's all I got to say.
What about you, Ben?
I mean, I kind of just want to be different and go Matt Olson because Matty O had 5 hits in the series the first 3 games, and all 5 went for extra bases. I mean, he had a great series as well. Drake was phenomenal. Don't get me wrong, but Matty O was right on his coattails the entire series. I'm still gonna go with Drake. All right, but Matty O deserves at least an honorable mention.
I agree. I love Matt Olson. I think he had a good series, and I think he's getting on the plane still not understanding how you missed that pitch to win the game today in the ninth inning. He just shook his head like, how in the world did I miss it? All right, I'm going to give an honorable mention because we know who it is, but we can't just keep naming the same guy all year. So I'm going to go with Big Texas because it's a 13 game straight here, and we already seen how the bullpen and him to walk out there, and he's really our fourth or fifth pitch. We know this, and Bryce would not argue that as well. We need Strider, Swellenbach, Waldrop all back. He can be the best fifth starter in the league for sure. And he went 7 innings. That's just monster when you're doing a 13 game stretch to stay out there and just go 7 innings, and he gave us a chance to win. So my MVP of the series is Bryce, just because we need this kind of start to get through these 13 games, and he's been excellent. I mean, and so, but with all that said, it's probably honorable mention, as we all know. Mr. Baldwin is right now is the guy who is really carrying this ball club. So, y'all got anything else you want to add from the 4 game stretch where we look forward to the Angels?
Just shout out Grant Holmes too as another honorable mention of mine. Grant Holmes, I've been arguing and arguing and arguing about this man for a year now. And if you like him as a reliever, if you like him as a starter, that's fine. Like Ken said last time, you are correct.
Yeah,
Either one, he's good in both roles. And I think the starting rotation in general, to be honest with you, this series was just phenomenal. Even Martin Perez, who soft tossing lefty, 35 years old, brother, 5 innings, 3 runs. You kept us in the ball game. Like you can't ask for a ton more than that from your SP9 or whatever he is on the depth chart. So just shout out to the entire rotation.
how about you, Ryan?
I got two things. I'm going to go with the positive one first. Pitching has been absolutely spectacular. They continue to limit walks, and there is no way that it's a coincidence that these guys are limiting walks and you're seeing these performances consistently. It has been my biggest thing with the pitching staff since 2024 when they started walking the world. Number two, Austin Riley. Get your head out of your ass and get your approach back like it was in 2021. Get it together because right now you're 100% a guess hitter, and it's so bleeping obvious that it's just making it so easy for the opposition to pitch to you. Wake up.
Yeah, I agree. And Austin, we all love Austin. We just want the best, and we know how we can see the stress it's putting on him. So hopefully he'll get it turned around. So I think it's really good. Interesting. If you take away Suarez and Perez's 3 runs they both gave up in their starts, Ben, I mean, there's other 8 games, partner. 2 runs by the starters or 3 runs. It's ridiculous. So, what else you got?
I'm sorry. I know I should have said this whenever I had the chance, so I'm sorry. But I do want to give a shout out also to the team today. Granted, they lost the game,
It's a
but they
great
didn't
game.
roll over and die.
It was a
They
great
did
game.
try to keep in it, and they did continue to come back and fight. And that's something that you damn sure didn't see from them last year at all. So shout out to them for not just rolling over and quitting, and actually looking like they wanted to win the ball game today. Grin, they didn't win, but I like what I saw.
100%.
A lot of optimism. Got to be a lot of optimism. Down 3-1, tied 3-3, go right down 4-3, come back 4-4, roll down 5-4. You're right. The team wouldn't do that. So I think the team actually gets on the plane, even though they're 6-4, which they were 7-3. I think they're excited to go to the Angels because not only did you play well and didn't give up, but you're going to land in L.A. against the team. And I don't know what it is. I think Mike Trout should take off every series before he plays the Braves. He got drilled again today by the Mariners, and we'll see if he plays in this series. It just seems like Braves fans get cheated every time we play the Angels that Mike has to be out. Hopefully he'll be there. But we get basically our big 3 going to go. Sale, Lopez, Holmes. You got to feel good about taking 2 out of 3 here, Ryan. We should be able to go in there and take 2 out of 3 from that ball club. So what do you think?
If I'm going to keep it a buck 10 with you, I want a damn sweep. I want a sweep. I want a sweep. And you got Sale in game 1. You got Lopez who's been shoving, and then you got Grant coming in right behind him. Yeah, we need the sweep.
All right, he wants to sweep, Ben. What do you want?
I'm gonna tell you exactly what's gonna happen is Austin's gonna figure it out and he's gonna hit a ball like multiple balls over 110 mile per hour EVs, but they're gonna be in Joe Adele's general vicinity, and it's just gonna piss him off even more. I mean, that's just what's gonna happen. Joe Adele robbing 3 home runs the other night is crazy, and I don't know if y'all saw it or not, but the Mariners had in their locker room offensive strategy: do not hit to Joe Adele. and
Great strategy.
yeah,
Great.
and I thought it was so funny. But no, in all seriousness, I do think the Braves win 2 out of 3. I think they take 2 out of 3. It is very difficult to sweep a ball club. And with the Braves pitching staff being as dominant as it has been, I don't see it continuing to go as well as it has. I don't want to be pessimistic, but I want to be realistic. And I think 2 out of 3 is a good realistic expectation for this series.
I agree, and I think Ronnie's at bats today gave me hope that he's going to have a good series in L.A. So I too also going to see him take 2 out of 3. I think that's what they'll do. Not to keep putting pressure on Chris, but we definitely got to keep winning Chris Sale starts until our other horses get back. And I think he's been up to the challenge, and sounds like today he finally started feeling better, a lot better, and so hopefully he'll pitch tomorrow. It will be kind of nice. Might as well bring them up. We get to see 2 former catchers, Travis d'Arnaud and Kurt Suzuki is now the manager of the LA Angels. So it'd be kind of cool to see them go against them in that series. So anything else going into the Angel series before we get to our final thoughts on the night?
We get to see 2021 World Series MVP Jorge Soler. That's
Yes,
fun.
sir. Yeah.
That's always
Yeah.
fun.
I wonder if Artemis II has found his home run ball yet.
It's looking for it. I hear. It's looking for
I
it.
hear. I think, um, like I said, avoid Joe Adele at all costs. Don't hit it that way, and we'll be good.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be a really good series, and maybe Rossi will get him a save at his former stomping grounds as well. So, all right, so we'll get to our final thoughts tonight. It can be anything Braves related or baseball related. There's been a lot of stuff happening around the game, a lot of good young players, and we'll let Ryan go first. Final thought tonight.
My final thought is everybody just realize you can be upset as much as you want that these players are still human beings at the end of the day. So, as much as you want to trash talk, just remember that it's okay to crash out every once in a while, but be respectful about it. That's all.
I do agree with that final thought, and I'd like to add to that. If you think you can hit a 98 mile an hour sinker or 92 mile an hour slider, feel free to call AA and tell him you'll take Austin's place as he's struggling here 2 for 27. So, Ben, what about you? Final thought.
Um, the Augusta and Rome have looked phenomenal. Um, I would like to announce a brand new segment if you don't mind.
Go right
We're
ahead.
going to be calling it Ben's Baby Braves, and we're going to be going over minor league prospects. And I'll be releasing videos, hopefully weekly, of different prospects that I think have had just phenomenal week or phenomenal couple of games. But this week's video is going to be John Heel, who has started just being amazing. And he's not going to be in Augusta very long at all. But yeah, I'm excited about that and just wanted to announce that.
He's in
Oh,
Rome now, right?
Rome, I'm sorry.
Rome. Yeah, yeah. That's
Rome.
okay.
He had an absolute tank the other night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Hmm.
ball was crushed. I'm tell you what, I'm pumped about this now. Ben's
Oh,
baby
Ben's
Braves.
baby Braves. Let's
Yeah, I
go.
love it. I love it. So, John Hill on Wednesday. So excited. Ryan, we already put it out. We got the hip coil. Is that what it's called? We're going hip coil.
The Braves hip coil by
All
yours
right.
truly. And you can already guess who the first victim is going to be. It's going to be Big Thick Austin Riley. So that'll be coming your way on Tuesday.
I'm pumped. I'm very excited. And I hope we all are too. And now my final thought is we're going to give away 2 tickets tonight, guys. And I was trying to figure out how it was. Yeah, with 2 tickets, Friday night parking pass to the Cleveland Guardians. Jose Ramirez shows up in the ballpark, one of the top, definitely top 10 players in the game. Some people got in the top five. So we had 108 people between all of our social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of them. And somebody asked me this question. Yes, if you comment on all of them, you get that many entries. You want those extra entries? Follow us on all the social media platforms. Comment. You got a chance. So, Daniel Schultz, 3 entries tonight. I'm pulling for you, but we have no say. We made it easy. I got them all written down here. You can see here, all 108 of them. We're going to go with our 3 MVPs. As our jersey number, I'm going to count down, and that's how we're going to have our winner. So Ryan's MVP of the series was who? Mr. Drake Baldwin.
Mr. Drake Baldwin.
All right, 1, 2, 3. That's 10, 20. All right, and yours was Matt Olson.
I said Drake Baldwin as well.
Yeah, but who can get honorable mention? We can't just go there. We just go to number 90. So
Matteo was the honorable mention.
all right, and so Matt's 28, correct? So we're right
Yep.
here. And who did I pick?
You
Y'all
picked Drake
remember?
Baldwin.
I
Big
did.
But Big
Texas.
Texas. Big Texas.
Big Texas. That's right. I was going to make sure if y'all remembered. So that puts us at number 113, which is
Nobody.
Mr. Nobody. Yeah, it's actually on Twitter. It's Daniel Harper. Daniel Harper on Twitter. I'm going to contact you. You got 2 tickets and a parking pass April 10th, Friday. Daniel, got to use them. Okay? Use these tickets. If you can't, he somehow can't, life happens. We'll go to the next person, honorable mention, and we just got the list here so we can figure out how we're going to do that. Guys, I got something to announce. I'm not done giving away tickets. Sunday afternoon, I'm going to give away 2 more tickets and a parking pass. We're going to announce it on the social media. What I want to do is I want to award each one because that does get big with all of our social platforms. We're going to do something for our YouTube subscribers. So if you're subscribed to YouTube and you watch our podcast here and our shorts, then we're going to enter you. We'll draw it Wednesday. right after we release, get to see Ben's great Baby Braves segment. And so we're going to do that. So if you're not on YouTube as a subscriber, you're not viewing us on YouTube, get over there, subscribe, view, and you got a chance to win 2 tickets to Sunday's game against the Guardians. The reason why that's big, right now, that would be Mr. Chris Sale would be pitching. If you want to see Chris Sale pitch Sunday, get to YouTube. All you got to do is subscribe. All you got to do is view this podcast, and you're going to be in the drawing. And we're going to give away 2 tickets Sunday. So, guys, what do you think about that?
I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring. What you talking?
That's what I'm saying, man.
Go see Chris Sale pitch.
Yeah. Shoot. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Yep. So we're excited, and this will be coming out Monday. We are working on our 4th kind of collaborator, and hopefully soon we're going to announce that. Boys already know who it is, and if you're on our YouTube, you got a little bit of a sneak peek this week. So get over to YouTube, follow us, subscribe, and view, and hey, get on all the rest of them because we're going to eventually give them on all of our social platforms. So jump on there at Hardcore Braves on all of them, and we love to have you. And we're going to have more and more content. Anything else for the rest of the night, boys?
Yeah, just make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere you get your podcasts, and please leave us a review. Talk to us. We're all very active on social media, so talk to us, man. We'll be glad to talk some Braves or talk whatever. But yeah, we're doing it big now.
Yeah, we'll answer you back. We did it this week. Somebody asked Ryan a question on one of our social platforms, and he got right back to him as quick as he could. So shoot those questions. Anything else, Ryan?
Also, follow every one of us on Twitter. You got Weaver Cards. You got Disgusting Braves Homer 27. Ken, what is yours?
At Boyd PC 15.
That way you can interact with us on X. That's where we are mainly active. Not saying we aren't active on other social platforms, but that's where I mainly lurk.
Yep, sounds good. All right, guys. We love you, Braves country. Keep following us. We appreciate it. And as always, peace.
Cool.
You know what, boys? You guys are going to be world champions for the rest of your life.